Five Nights at Freddy's is one of those games I grew up with, and yeah, I know to some people that might sound cringe, but FNAF will always have a special place in my heart. In my opinion, the rise of FNAF wasn't just thanks to YouTubers. It was also because of the massive fan base, fan animations, the fan games, even though it's kind of weird to watch them in 2025, some of them, which are, uploaded like 10 years ago. But yeah, I enjoyed a lot of these things and I consumed a lot of those things, which honestly evolved a lot and become a pretty high quality, Now, if I were to ask you what's the best FNAF game, what would you say? FNAF 1, FNAF 2, Sister Location? Well, whatever your answer is, you're wrong. Okay, I know it's a bad joke. Today we're diving into a weird, cursed world of FNAF knockoffs, clones, and all those weird goofy games. But before we get into that, if anyone's actually watching this, please leave a like and subscribe. It takes a second for you, but it means a lot to me. I mentioned already FNAF Shooter at the beginning. If you're someone who loves CSGO or any FPS game at this point, you can unload your frustration on Freddy in this game. Basically, you boot it up and after an absolutely long loading screen, you get to pick few guns, and you pick some of them, you will have to watch ads. Which, however, I'm just, looking at this game and I'm like, I just gotta ask, who thought let's turn FNAF into a first-person shooter was a good idea? Like, what the fuck? Anyway, once you click play, you're thrown into what looks like a mall with a bunch of guns, late at night. Ooh, spooky, right? I mean, it's a nighttime and you're being chased by who? It's Freddy, and for some reason 2 toy bunnies, and one of them purple for some reason. I have no idea. I think these are actually original models from the Help Wanted, but if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments. Anyone's actually watching this from home. I'll admit that animations are pretty smooth. The game doesn't really have a certain objective besides stay alive and shoot certain numbers of animatronics. Also, for some bizarre reason, there's this weird sound effect every time you get a headshot. Also, immediately after I started playing, I saw Freddy behind me and I started running and I managed to do this. I have no idea how, but I stayed in the air for whole entire round. Oh, and also if you're wondering what happens after you complete the objective, absolutely nothing. The next level just adds more enemies and, instead of 16 animatronics that you have to kill, you have now 19. Honestly, my only question is, why? Why did someone go out of their way to make this? Now, guys, look, I prepared something epic. This game is also a FPS game. It's amazing. Trust me on this. Animatronics action camera. Just by the title and thumbnail, I already knew this was gonna be a masterpiece. You start the game with another ridiculously long loading screen, and for some reason it's in 9:16 resolution. After the wait, you're greeted by an elephant animatronic and something that actually kind of reminds me of Glitch Trap. I'm not sure if this is a stolen model or something, but I might be wrong. So I hit play and immediately I got a Temu ad. How lovely. After the ad, night 1 begins. You've got a gun again, why not? You got cameras, door buttons, and some kind of RTX PC that's definitely better than mine, so respect. And for some reason, the night starts at 0 AM. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Now imagine Glitch Trap walks in from the right. What do? If you're answered, close the door, you're wrong. That's the gameplay, folks, that's it. Also, the ads here are insane. The whole night lasted maybe 20 seconds before another Temu app just, popped. Now, night 2 begins with Glitch Trap and whatever the this is. I tried using the door instead of gun for once and the result was physics. Also, I noticed that devs reused the how do I pronounce this? These guys' models. By the way, those are really nostalgic models for me, but I've noticed he used those. This game is already goofy, so I just thought I'd point that out. After killing both animatronics, I think I broke the game. So I decided to shut the doors to drain the power faster just to see, hoping for, something like similar to FNAF 1 where, when you run out of power, Freddy appears and just kills you, And I tried that and what I got instead was whatever the fuck this is. Like this looks like Baldi for some reason, and reusing Golden Freddy's jump scare for some reason. Five Nights at Mamka. So yeah, this one's clearly Russian. Maxed out the graphics, and to my surprise, the visuals were solid. You know what's the best thing? It has no ads. 10 out of 10. I started the game, I was already expecting it to be more of a shit post than, actual game, but, I just turned around and there's a stamina bar that refills whenever you text your dad on your PC, but the camera controls are horrendous, dude. Like, whenever I try to look around, move the camera a bit, the game fights me back. For some reason, it doesn't want to let me, just move my screen whatever I want. And it's weird. Anyway, your mom chases you, and she's obsessed with the fridge for some reason. I don't know. There's also a random cat that does nothing but meow and walk around. But thanks to awful camera that keeps fucking me over, that's nearly impossible. I tried and I failed. I got jump scared by a hilariously low quality pre-rendered jump scare. I tried it a few more times, but interacting with anything requires a perfect camera alignment. Now the next game on this amazing list is called Five Nights at Pizzeria. Honestly, the name is amazing. I don't know what to say. And the 4 seconds I'm in at, oh, fantastic. So basically this game is basically just FNAF 1, except instead of power you have FNAF 2 style battery that recharges slowly. Time moves super fast. There's also barely any sound effect, which is weird. There's this only music, which irritates me so much. It reminds me for some reason of Granny, I don't know why, but... And the game is in 3D, which is actually impressive, and thankfully doesn't have a shitty camera that doesn't let me move. I was basically AFK all the night and nothing happened. Got bored, stared at the cameras, and eventually I got jump scared. Now I have to ask, where do people find these models? Like, do you just steal it or something? Like, what is this? Also, the jump scare doesn't even have any animations. It's just a rabbit that just walks from the left and just appears on your screen. The sound effect for the jump scare is just, what the heck? What is this? Playtime Horror Monster Ground. The name is just amazing, dude. Like, honestly, just... wow, it's amazing. Now, just from the name, you already know it's gonna be wild. To me, this feels like a Unity template, and I might be wrong, but it really seems like someone just took an existing game and just swapped out the characters. Now, you play as some weird broken Freddy, I don't know why, and your job is to catch people. There are 2 modes, but like, why hide when you can just go, seek them? After 2 short rounds, I didn't catch everyone, but the game still lets me progress anyway. So like, I was level 1, and then even though I didn't catch one NPC, I still managed to progress to level 2 for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, but it is what it is. Now, after you finish a round, you get a scoreboard that, apparently is everyone's score or whatever. And for some reason it says that I'm from USA, which I'm not. So that means the scoreboard is fake, obviously. Also, after every round you get to upgrade your character, make him wear different parts, change him completely, and that's unique, I guess. But most of these things you have to watch an ad to do so. So yeah, it's a weird game. I mean, to be fair, most of these games are cash grabs, but Also, after finishing some of these levels, I got a random ad that's related to Gmod. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this weird video I had. I hope you did enjoy it, watching me suffer through this madness. If there was anyone to actually watch this. I don't plan to stick just to one game forever though, so So if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you again in the next one.